Hello troop leaders, today we're going to be making your figurine. You may have picked your kit with either the red or the blue polo. Today we're going to be making the blue polo. So anyway, everything is in your kit. I highly suggest you make your troop leader ornament before you have a workshop, because this will actually teach you the step-by-step process on how they are all made. You'll have all your instructions in here. You've got your moist towelettes, you've got the baking board, the template to work on, all the pieces, all the tools, the pre-baked head, the signs. So everything is included in the kit. First thing we're going to do is we're going to take out our moist towelettes from the packet that's included. We're going to wash our hands really well. We want to make sure our hands are clean as well as our work surface. Just wipe it all down, make sure it's clean, because the girls are going to have probably dirty hands and it's going to get on the clay. Next, you're going to remove the sleeve, plastic sleeve from your clay pieces. You're going to gently and carefully peel off the top plastic. You can discard that. You can discard this. And all of the pieces are marked out, so there's no mistaking what is what. Before we begin, we're going to wash our hands, like mentioned before. And we're ready to get started. First thing we're going to do is we're going to take off the tan pants here. And we're going to roll these into balls. We're on step number 2. Actually, we're on step number 1. We're going to roll these into balls. Now, I make it look easy, but you may get the clay and just roll a ball like this, very light, and it looks like that. You want to make sure that when your girls are rolling the balls, as well as yourself, that you are applying firm pressure on the palms of your hands so you have perfect balls, just like this. Next, we're going to take each one and we're going to roll them into a log, probably about 2 inches long. This is what we have our cutting card for. The cutting card has a ruler on the one end, and you can keep track of all your measurements this way. We're going to take these, lay them side by side like this. Measure about 2 inches. If they're a little longer, that's okay, because you're going to actually be cutting them off. Step number 2 is we're at the bottom. We're cutting this way, just a small amount. In all the kits, the girls are going to have very little leftover clay. And then we're going to do this at a slight angle, just diagonally, just like that. You can lift up. And you can see it. See how it's at an angle? Because when we put the torso on, we want to make sure that it sticks nicely. You can actually clean your surface with your cutting card. Wipe it down, make sure it stays nice and clean. Next, we're going to take our serrated knife here, plastic knife, and we're going to do a little seam in the side. You can either hold it or you can leave it flat on the table. I suggest leaving it flat on the table. It's easier. There's that. We're going to take our template. And we're going to place this right on our template, work on our template like that. Next, wash your hands. Step number 3, it always says stop and wash your hands. We're going to actually be making, the directions are showing a red shirt, but we're going to be making the blue shirt. So you're going to take the pieces off your template, the 2 smaller sleeves and the ball, or the torso, the larger piece for the torso, and we're going to roll these into a ball. Our larger pieces for the torso and the 2 smaller pieces are for the sleeves. That. If you have any questions during this process, you're more than welcome to contact us. Danny is always available to answer any of your questions. Okay. Next, we're going to take the largest ball and we're going to roll this into a soft cone shape like this. We're going to take the 2 smaller balls, roll these into small logs like this. We're on step 3, number 8, and then we're going to take this, our cutting card, and we're going to cut a diagonal at the top. On the other side, on the top, you're going to put these side by side. They don't have to touch. We just want to make sure that our sleeves are the same size. And there you go. Excess clay, done with that. Set that aside. Clean up our spot. All these little pieces of clay will get onto your clay. We want it to turn out well. Okay, next we're going to take our torso and we're going to cut this at a slight angle. like that. You can kind of see it's at a slight angle. And we're going to take this, number 5, and we're going to firmly press under the top of the pants, like this. See how that is? We do that because we don't want that to fall apart. Okay. Next, we're going to take our 2 sleeves, and we're going to place at the top of the shoulders like this. And we're going to use our swizzle stick ball tool. First, we're going to make an indentation where the neck is going to be. You can just turn this slightly. And we're going to do the same at the bottom of the sleeves like this, because this is where our arms are going to go. Just like that. Going to wash the hands real well because we're going to be picking up the shoes next. Okay, we've cleaned our hands real well. Set that aside. Get our shoes. The white clay gets everything on. I'm going to show you. So here I thought everything was clean. Look, it's not. I picked that off. I probably had some clay in my nails, and this is what will happen with your girls. There'll be clay underneath their nails. My nails are never clean. Doing this for 35 years. Okay. Used to go into my children's school and had 6 kids, and we would make Christmas ornaments every year. I used to cut everything out ahead of time and put them in little plastic cups and go in and teach the children how to make their own Christmas ornaments. It was such a joy. So anyway, we've rolled our 2 balls here, and now we're going to roll them into soft cone shapes. Here's our shoes. Slide that over. See how nice it is when you keep it on the template, because you can slide it around instead of, the more you pick up the clay, the more you lift it, the more it's going to lose its shape. We don't want it to lose its shape. We want it to look like a figurine, not a piece of mush. So there we go. You can actually use your cutting card to keep them flat on the bottom, or you can use your baking board, whatever you'd like. I just like to make sure that the feet are nice and flat. So this is why the cutting card's a little bit easier than it shows on the baking board, just like this. So we have a flat bottomed shoe like that. Next, use your cutting card. Make sure it's clean because we're going to actually be making the laces in the shoes. Just going to make a little crisscross like that. There you go. Now we're going to take the neck, and we're going to roll this into a ball. Do a soft cone shape again. And then we're going to take this and we're just going to place that right there, right into the top of the shirt. We have very few pieces of clay left, but here we go. We're going to do the collar next. Use your cutting card to lift these up. You don't want to sometimes pick it up because it will stick to this, and you don't want it to lose its shape. So now we're going to take this, and we're going to carefully put on top of the polo shirt like that, and the collar as well. Lift it up carefully like that. And like that. See how easy that was? And we're on step number 9, number 28, and this is how your collar should look so far in your figurine, just like that. Onto a little bit of detailing here. You're going to take your toothpick. You can make a few little buttons in the top of your shirt, just like that. Then we're going to take our last remaining pieces of clay that are on this palette here. We're going to roll, you can discard that, and we're going to roll these 2 pieces into balls. These are going to be our arms. Now there's a couple ways you can do this. For the younger girls, I would suggest, especially for the Pathfinders, I would not do the cutouts on these. I would just do 4 little indents for the hands, like a club like this. Just 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what I would do for the younger girls, because this is a difficult step. But for you and some of the older girls, We're going to take this and we're going to cut a small triangle out. And then we're going to do the remaining 1, 2, 3. You're not going to press all the way down. You're just going to press slightly on the top. I'm going to redo this one because I had already showed you how to do that for the smaller girls. We want to make it as easy as possible for them because we don't want them saying, I need help, I need you to make this for me. We want them to be able to do their own creation. There, there, and there. Discard. See, so far we have just, everything's been measured so precisely, there's hardly any excess clay. Now we're going to take our arms and we're going to insert them into the bottom of her sleeve like this. See that? Super simple. There we go. You want to make sure they're not touching the clay because we're going to actually be putting your troop in there. And there's that. Now this is where you could do some detailing. You can put a little crease in the top of your sleeve like that with the tip of the cutting card. And the pants just gives it a little more definition like that. Next you're going to take out, get rid of the pieces of clay. You're going to take out everything that's in your accessories. You got your sign, you got your troop, the picture there. You're going to take the head and you're just going to gently press down right into the top of the neck like this, the pre-baked head. Now it's all coming together. Turn your directions over. We are on to the hair now. The hair is super fun. Depends on how you wear your hair. If you have it short, you can make it short. You can make it long. I'm going to be making it looking like this. And take the last of the remaining clay is our hair. And we're going to cut this into strips. I like to cut it into about 10 or 12, pressing all the way down onto the surface of the plastic because you want these to be nice clean strips. Sometimes the girls get a little sloppy at this stage. They may make it too thin, too thick, whatever, but this is the fun part because this is what really makes them look like their own individual figurines. Okay, now you can peel each piece off like this into strips, or the girls can use their cutting card and you can lift them all off like that. Saves a little bit of time. Now these kits will probably take about an hour. They take me about 20 minutes to make if I'm making them from start to finish, but they will take at least an hour. So give yourself that much time. They will also be able to take them home in the baking box, and I will show you what I mean by that when we're done with your figurine. So here we go. We're just going to start layering these a little bit. We're working on the back of her hair first. Don't worry if they're uneven because we'll do some cutting. I like to do about 6 strips. If they're doing curly hair, they can just twist it. Makes it super simple. And then we're just going to do a little V at the, or little, almost, yeah, you're almost cutting a V at the top. And then the bottom, we're going to make it all one length. Just cut it, give her a little haircut there. Next, lift up with your cutting card. Now, make sure your hands are clean. Just like to, we're going to put the hair on, starting in the back like this. Press down firmly so it sticks up around the head and place it back down on your template. What's great about these pre-baked heads, they will not lose their shape. They'll always have a happy face. So there. And then you just pinch the clay off and you just create your hairstyle. Make it a little shorter in the front. There we go. Okay, hair is done. Now the last remaining step is going to be, we're going to be putting on the sign here. So you're going to take your troop, you're going to carefully peel off the blue part of the sticker back here. You're going to take this, you're going to put your troop right there, and then you're just going to wrap your arms gently around the base, just like that. Press it down because the sticky will stick to that so it won't fall off after it's been baked. Do the same thing with your troop sign. You're going to put this at the bottom. And then you've got your completed figurine. You can keep it right on the template. You're going to put this right on the baking board. You're going to follow the instructions to bake for 30 minutes on 265 degrees. Take it out of the oven. Don't touch it. You're going to let this cool. And when it's cool, it'll cure just like this. Now in this stage of the process, I recommend the girls then putting their flag on and their troop numbers. It's a lot harder if you try to do this before it's been baked because you're going to end up poking at it, squishing at it, trying to get it on there. It makes it so much easier if they put their stickers on after it. But there you go. There you have it. And then, because time probably won't permit you to bake them while they're at the meeting, you will actually just take this. They will put this right in their box, just like this. Close it. And they're going to take this home. When they get home, their moms are going to open the box. They're going to pull out their figurine, put it on a dish, put it in the oven, and then they'll be finished. So I hope you've enjoyed watching the tutorial. Please, if you have any questions, call us at Birds Clay Studio, and we'll be happy to answer any of them for you. Have a great day.